Before this live stream begins, I would like to tell you that no drama, no making copyright, do not make any fights. Others, I don't want to give myself any copyright, but I don't want involve any dramas of this. But please don't do this. Only I ask 6 people only. If you do this, I will not allow you in my live stream right now. So that's it. So let's get started that stream, shall we? And we're live again. Right. Hello, everybody. You know my name, Pretty Anandes, and this is a part 12 of a summer spectacular live stream. Yes. Right now, this part, we're going to talk about, yes, a brief history of the Great Western Railway. You know, hey, myself. And plus, there are only two ways of doing things: the Great Western Way or the wrong way. I'm the Great Western, and don't we know it? Right. Let's see. Oh, we have a special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, Lexi!
Hello, everyone.
We're talking
Yes.
about we're talking about ourselves,
Oh,
the Great Western Railway, a brief history of the Great Western Railway. But how it just all started it right now? Well, well, the Great Western Railway was all being founded in 1835. The plan is to move
oh,
trains from London to Bristol in a good day, right there, all the way. This is the map of the Great Western. From London to Bristol, right there. In 1835, a man who wanted to make a railway for himself. His name, Eisenbart Kingdom Brunel. He wanted to make a Eisenbart Kingdom Brunel was age 27, was appointed in 1833. So, the routes of the line, he decided to make a gauge was something very, very different. He took the point. So, the Great Western was decided to make a. So, the railways have made a standard gauge, but the Great Western decided to make a newer gauge into this. This is a so-called a broad gauge line. Indeed, into a 700-foot gauge. But you can see this gauge is a broad gauge. It's very, very big. But the most important of all is in okay, rope. Or other Dr. DJ Pepper. What? You're right. We're just talking about the Great Western, right? So the roots of the line is to use a cutting steel so the Great Western decided to make a innovative things. This is a stunning cutting right there. It was all made in broad
Mm-hmm.
gauge line. Indeed, one of his greatest things, indeed, his commercial undertakings was all make a broad gauge. Let's see a comparison of the broad gauge and standard gauge, shall we? Here it is. Hmm. And look, this is a broad gauge line. You see there? There's a broad gauge, and this is a standard gauge. And look, the standard gauge right there, but a
Ooh.
broad gauge was larger. You could imagine that. It's all being done by Brunel. In- Indeed.
That's
Mm. Mm. All right. So Brunel had made a broad gauge line. Uh, so so one of Mister's distinctive designs is the Iron Dukes. Right there. The Iron Duke class. Sorry. Wait a sec. If I could find that one.
mm.
There we go. This is the Iron Dukes. The Iron Duke class is for the next train for the next. Right. This is the Iron Duke class. It's all in use with
Oh wow.
Yes, yes. This engine was run on the broad gauge line. Even so, it's for use in pulling the express passenger locomotives. Even so, the Iron Dukes was very larger locomotives. And so, the express passengers. And this is Morning Star, the first of the Great Western locomotives to run on the broad gauge. He took an inaugural run from London to Bristol in a very good day. And indeed, these Great Westerns are just very good locomotives themselves, but even so, they're all very good locomotives, but even so, hey, mm, we so will you talk about this first? Here we go. Here it is.
Mm.
Here we go.
Facing severe opposition from the Lords, was ultimately passed and gained royal assent, with work on constructing the route beginning immediately, with manual labour as to excavating the gradients, cuttings and tunnels being contracted to navvies who had previous experience in digging canals, thus allowing them to find the most efficient solutions when cutting through rocks and soil, such as the 60-foot deep 2-mile-long Sonning cutting between Twyford and Reading, and tunnels such as Box Tunnel between Bath and Chippenham.
Uh-huh.
Public opening of the Great Western Railway from a temporary terminus at Paddington to Taplow on the eastern bank of the Thames due to Maidenhead Viaduct having not been completed took place on June 4, 1838, with dedicated broad gauge locomotives Vulcan and North Star being employed as the first motive power for the line. The inaugural public train comprising 3 first-class and 5 second-class coaches, completing the 23-mile journey to Taplow in 1 hour and 20 minutes, while conveying 1,479 people and collecting £226 in revenue. The successful opening of this section of the line, despite early drawbacks regarding the comfort of the stagecoach-based carriages and rough riding track, leading rapidly to the Great Western's incredible expansion throughout the 1800s, that saw it amalgamate dozens of individual railway companies across the west of England, the Midlands and South Wales.
Indeed. Vulcan North Star have made an inaugural run from there. Yes, the broad gauge you said, Elsa.
Broad gauge is the best gauge ever.
Uh-huh. So,
Yeah.
the broad gauge is just it's the Iron Duke class. It's just very good locomotives themselves. But even so, as the years went by, the broad gauge was now out of favor itself. Why? My friend, well, explain themselves. Well, The last broad gauge took place in 1892, but the last ones took Taunton all the way to Paddington. And then by 1892, the broad gauge and the mixed train are ceased, and they convert themselves into standard gauge.
No, not Brunel's broad gauge.
But it's a good thing they put a
Uh-oh.
replica Iron Duke.
Still, they should have preserved any one of the original broad gauge GWR locos. That would have been awesome.
Yes, but even so, it's the same. So,
They were meant to preserve North Star, but they scrapped it.
indeed it is. But have you ever seen a silent film footage? But you can see this as you can see this in this.
Oh. Okay.
To work on the broad gauge Great Western Railway. It was also to be the progenitor of the 12-strong Star class of locomotive. Thanks to Brunel's, quite frankly, bizarre specifications for locomotives, which clearly demonstrate he did not understand how they worked, which resulted in a collection of very expensive freaks and curiosities, some of which...
And you better take a look at this. This is Firefly, a replica locomotive.
Ooh.
On fact, it's a replica. I mean, so by 1892, all the Great Western converted itself into standards. And even so, the Great Western was still continuing against the newest rivals, the London South Western Railway. Even so, William Dean was predecessor and making some of these ones. And as in the 1900s, in 1902, George Jackson Churchwood became a superintendent of the Great Western Railway. And so it begins a most significant period of locomotive science. And in 1902, he designed the same class. No, 1906. 1906, the same class. But in the 1900s, Churchwood designed this, a city class, what we call known City of Truro, and it's an unofficial locomotive to reach 100 miles an hour, while pulling an Ocean Mail Express in 1904. And truth, however, Franz Scotsman was original as making 100 miles an hour, but still many theories about it. So many stories to be told right there. Indeed. But one of the worst, but one of the greatest things of the Great Western Main Line is turned itself into a 3800 class or counties. This is what Churchwood did. I mean, look at this. Look what he did to Churchwood. And I mean, say 3800 class. And it's just not looking like an identical one. Or it's unlike the 2800 class. I mean, take a look. It's where you're seeing the goods trains right there. But one more thing about this one, it's the same class that Churchill was being designed. This engine was made a 442 or Atlantic, but converted itself into a 460 itself to become more standard design. And indeed, he was a chief mechanical engineer at the time. But during World War One, they come themselves as they had to prevent themselves. Some of these locomotives were being shipped overseas to France. But 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 the locomotives have been sent here, the war departments, or the Great Western classes, all the way to the Great Western. So they did. They shipped over from France and then shipped back to Great Britain. There was it's the 5300s. And so after World War, it's the 4300s. I mean, would you take a look at this? I mean, this is the Great Western 4300 class or Morgos to ship over to France, but they did. And so they did so. So after World War II, they proposed themselves as nationalization. After that conflict, they reformed themselves into a Big Four. And even so, the Great Western becomes part of the Big Four. In 1922, just before the Grouping Act, and the Great Western before it joins the Big Four, Charles Collett became a chief mechanical engineer. And so, in 1923, Collett begins to build some of his express designs for the Great Western Main Line. And so he took the point. He designed, although his star classes were very good by Churchwood, so Collett decided to build to this star class into this. This is a castle class. A castle class can pull all over the trains. Even so, these locomotives often these are give me a sec.
Okay. That's cool so much. Well, at least it's here and yeah. I guess have to agree with him, but yeah.
Sorry, I'm here. I'm sorry, I'm
Okay,
here.
wow.
I'm here. Sorry about that. I'm here. Okay, let's continue on.
It's okay.
So, the Great Western have some greatest express passengers to run on the Great Western Main Line. You insert have the Cheltenham Flyer, the Cheltenham Spa Express, the Flying Dutchman, and of course, the Cornish Riviera Express runs from London to Penzance. Even so, they are looking express passenger locos. But it wasn't until the Kings came here, the Great Western King class has been here. So, as well as the Horse came here, so that the Menace and the Saints are there. So they continue on. But during World War II, the end of the Great Western soon came here. Why? They have damaged everything. But in November of 1940, a King class, King George VI, has have an incident at Penzance. So he ignored the warning signals and didn't pay attention when he was going. And so, as they did, 27 died. But it is dishonest as the driver's mistake. Took the point. And so, in 1948, the Great Western Railway was ceased to exist and was nationalized into British Railways, or the Western Region of British Railways. So, so, can we just have a... So, my friend could explain for this. So, the Great Western was spring. So, however, the legacy moves on. So, some of these Great Western locomotives still exist. They preserve in some heritage. When some of them were on the main lines, we know about that. But they were superseded by the warships. But not until 1970s, the HSTs came here. Everything, the counterparts, will be replacing them. So, that's it. Hey!
Jay,
Yes. Plus, you
Hey.
know how... you
Paw
know,
Patrol.
yeah. Oh! Yes.
dude.
So, that's it. We'll talk about the Great Western history. So, thanks for watching, everyone. Be sure to comment, like, share, and subscribe to our channels. Remember, keep on singing. And you are too cute, you are too cute. Well, see ya!
No. Peace
Yeah.
out.